John chapter 3 verse 19 says this: "This is the judgment, that the light has come into the world, and people loved the darkness rather than the light, for their deeds were evil." Now, at some point in time, every single person is going to stand before God. Every single person that lived in the past, every single person living now, every single person living in the future. You can say you're an atheist, you can say you don't believe in God, but that doesn't change the reality. God is God. And there's a judgment coming. You know, we're going to stand before Him, and we're going to give our reason why we should be in heaven, maybe. But God knows His own. God knows His children. He knows which ones are going to come in and which ones are going to stay out. That's a terrible thing to think about. But we have to also realize that this judgment is about what we did with Jesus when we were here on this earth. The judgment isn't about sin itself. Indirectly it is, because sin is what brought on the need for Jesus, and sin is something that we have to get past before we can even think about going into heaven. But the judgment's really going to be about, what did you do with Jesus? God's not going to say, how have you dealt with your sin? Did you sin less? Did you think bad thoughts less? Or whatever. It's going to be about, what did you do with Jesus? This means, did you give your life to Jesus? Did you confess, first of all, that you're a sinner, that you needed salvation? Second of all, that Jesus was the way, because He died on the cross for our sins. Have you confessed that? Have you said, this is who Jesus is, and I want Him to be my Lord? The Bible tells us that we have to confess with our mouth and believe with our heart. So it's by faith in Jesus. It's not about sinning less. It's not about doing good deeds. It has nothing to do with works. It's all about what we had to do, what you did with Jesus. So you better make sure that you've given your life to Jesus, and not just said that I'm a good person, not just said that, I've done good deeds, I'm trying to do better than I did before. That's all good. We should be. But what did you do with Jesus? You may have friends that need to hear about Jesus, because when the day comes that we stand before God, that's going to be the question.